Hi, my name is Brittany O'Brien, and I'm going to read you something that I wrote called Understanding. You tell me, don't let the abuse control me. Don't let the pain capture me. Don't let hate take over me. I could just laugh in your face. You say it upsets me too much. It gets to me. My emotions take over me. I would love to see you stand strong for years, not saying a word, hiding it all, bearing it, forgetting it, pretending it never happened. I would also love to see you look at my father the way I look at him, or maybe watch the way he looks at me. When I look at him, I just want to punch him in his goddamn face, kick him till he screams, choke him until I hear his last fading breath. But then again, I look at him, and all I want is to hold him tight, wipe away his invisible tears, whisper and say, everything will always be okay. I forgive you. Have you ever hated and loved somebody at the same time? I do it every day. When my father looks at me, sometimes I feel like I'm invisible. I'm not even there. He doesn't care for my presence. He doesn't care that these beautiful eyes cry. Cry for him. Cry for his non-existent happiness. Cry for his pathetic life. Cry for the pain we both deeply share. Sometimes he looks at me like he lost something. He looks at me like the happy baby girl I was. He looks at me for guidance. He looks at me for forgiveness. When he looks at me, I can see it in his eyes. He's praying that I never give up on him, that I never let go of his weak, dying hands. I would love to see you every night lying in your bed crying and crying because you don't know what you did wrong. You don't know why you can't see your dad anymore. You don't know why your mom cries so loud she screams. You don't know why your sister would betray you and tell your deepest secret. You don't know why all these cops and investigators are asking you questions that you promised never to tell. You don't know why your grandma tells you you're lying and wants nothing to do with you anymore. You don't know why your grandpa put a gun to your mom. You don't know why you have to go see counselor after counselor just for them to give up on you. You don't understand why everyone's looking at you so different. You don't know why your father is telling cops lies. You don't know why he can't face the truth, why he can't just admit it. You don't understand why your family is looking at you and crying. You don't know why they're looking at you as if they never knew you. You don't know why nobody knows what to say. You didn't understand why your life just crumbled into a million aching pieces. Why nothing makes sense. You don't understand what you're supposed to do. You don't know why it feels so wrong to smile. You don't know if your father will ever forgive you for breaking the deepest promise that you swore never to tell. You don't even know if you'll ever see him again. Heartbreak after heartbreak, counselor after counselor, tears after tears, sobs after sobs, screams after screams. You finally had enough of wondering why. Your first addiction was slitting your wrist, just cutting and cutting. The blood was your fantasy of your pain slowly escaping. Then there was the bottles of alcohol in your mother's room. That's how she stopped the screaming cries that escaped her very own hurting, fragile soul. That alcohol was the cure that now numbed my very pain. Vodka was my curse. Vodka was the only thing that let all my fucked up emotions show, let every heart-wrenching memory escape or explode. Lust was the only way I was taught. At the age of 12, wearing miniskirts because I craved that missing attention. I was taught to show off my broken, bitter body. That was the way I knew how to love. And for that, I remember getting called a slut ever since I was 12, not understanding why everyone was looking at me with disgust. If only they all knew. As the years went by, I still didn't understand. Why me? I felt like every day was a battle for my happiness, a fight for my smile, a challenge to pretend everything was okay. I hid it oh so well. Nobody had any idea the tears I shed, all the screams that escaped, the days that I numbed my pain. No one would even notice when I locked myself in the bathroom for hours, slitting my wrists. I had the music so loud to drown out my helpless screams. No one noticed when all the razors went missing. No one noticed that I slept with knives underneath my pillow. I don't remember why. Maybe because I was helpless and afraid. Afraid of each day, afraid of all the fucked up mistakes I knew I was going to make. I remember staring at my face in my body in the mirror every day, angry at what I was looking back at, squeezing my fat on my stomach so hard it made welts, always thinking about grabbing a knife and cutting all the pain away. I stared at my face, slapping myself, back and forth, screaming in sobs. I was disgusted with myself. I hated myself. I felt like all I ever did was fail everyone around me. Every move I made was a mistake. For the longest time, I believed suicide was the only answer to my God-forsaken prayers. Why would I ever want to be alive and have my memories haunting me, my hurt torturing me? When I look at myself, When I got out of bed each morning, I believed I was the reason for my family's silent screams. I was the reason nobody seemed happy anymore. I believed it was all my fault. I was smiling on the inside, but only wanting to take one last breath. I couldn't do it anymore. I wanted it to be my time to go fly with the beautiful angels. It was my time to finally be set free of all my aching guilt. The more I thought about it, and the more I wrote about it, I realized I could never do that. There's always another person out there fighting a harder battle, and if they can stay strong, then so can I.